This has become one of my favorite go-to lights. Very, very rugged. This is a pretty heavy fixture, anodized aluminum. You've got the heat sinks on the side of the fixtures. They're available in two color housings, black, white, and within the housings you can get a warm white, interior LED, or RGBWW, which is warm white. Now, these are powerful. They're 150 watts, and they do require one of our DMX power modules from the 150, which is only going to be good for one light. This is the 602, has 4 ports. The 1200 has 8 ports, or the 1800 has 12 ports. Obviously on the 1800, 12 of these. 12 of these, extremely bright. We just installed these as the main lighting in a gymnasium for a high school. We did a high quantity of warm whites, spaced out at about 8 to 12 feet centers, and then we staggered just a few with RGBW, so when they do a dance, any kind of event, they can actually turn the entire room any color they want. You've seen a lot of bar lights, and bar lights, you would put them up against a wall, and they're very narrow in their casting of light. This is not that light. This is a very wide, very smooth filtered wash light. We've done them in churches where we've put them in the cove, actually lit up half of the worship center of the ceiling from one side, went to the other side, did the same thing. I love these fixtures. They're very easy to install and use. It's got a simple yoke here, and you can go with a threaded rod. You can use a standard lighting clamp. You can put a bolt into a beam clamp right to an I-beam or any structure. You can set them on the floor. You can angle them, and this is how they wire. They wire fairly easily. You're going to get your 18.6 wire. It's not just about the 18.6 as the colors already match. You really only need 18.5. We've yet to find a good cable, 18 gauge stranded with 5 conductors. So first thing we do is take the brown, slice it right off. Going to strip all the cables, and we'll show you how easy this connects. Keep in mind this is one home run per fixture. 12 lights, 12 home runs, but it is 18 gauge low voltage cable. Will not shock you, you will not even feel it. So if you notice right here, it's a two-sided connector. This side of the connector goes into the fixture. Just match the colors. Pull these tabs up like that. Insert the black here at the end. Get a good seat in where it's all the way in. Flip it down. The next color is green. I like to give it a little twist too so you don't have any stray wires shorting out. Next color over here is white. Blue and red. Well, I love this. I just put it in the wrong slot. Flipped it up, pulled it over, put it in the correct spot. Blue. Red. Ready to go. You can hide the wire, bring it up through one of these holes, whatever's convenient. On the other side, you're going to go to a Phoenix connector once you've run your cables. This is how I take off that splice cable that's inside. Get rid of the brown. I like to strip these at about 1/8 of an inch. Too short, you don't get enough of a contact made in the side of the connector, but too long, you're going to risk these crossing over if you had a straight wire coming out of it, shorting with another color. All right, so after you stripped your cables, with your connectors up and the plug facing up towards the sky, the furthest to the left will be your black, and that is your common, your positive. But it's your only common wire. And now, easy to remember, RGBW. So red, green. I don't know if you noticed what I just did there. When I inserted and I tightened down, you want to tighten down really good and give it a tug. A little tug and white. I'm not sure if I'm connecting an RGBW or a warm white, but we're going to see right now. We're going to plug it into our DMX602. This can use an external DMX controller, but it also has some built-in presets. So I'm going to scroll through, output mode, 5-channel, color. It's an RGBW. You can see how pretty that is. How nice and even the color. It may oversaturate the cameras. This is considered cyan, just to give you an idea of the brightness and how even the wash is on it. You see how it casts an even light. There are no artifacts, there's no hot spots. Very bright within a room. I'm just going to unplug this. I'm going to show you what the warm what with the same cable. Pretty easy. Just flip all those up. Turn this around. I'm going to do the same thing again here. Again, match the colors. I'm going to tell you a little secret, but don't get used to it in case you end up with RGBWs. Once you have the black wire right, doesn't matter what order you put the other cables in, because it's all about intensity for the warm white. That only applies to the warm white. Best rule of thumb is stick with the colors, and then you won't make a mistake if you have both warm white and RGBW. Now when I scroll through preset macros on the DMX600, it's thinking it's color. So what you're actually going to get on the warm white is different intensities of the LEDs inside. So there's your warm white, same effect, very even lighting. You notice that even though it's one source on the tools, there are no shadows. This is so close it's blocking completely, but you can see behind anything that has a little bit of distance from the wall. It's nice even lighting. All right, this is a rare occurrence, but if you're installing a lot of these and you're running a lot of audio cables within approximate distance to where you're running this, you're going to want to use this cable. It's an 18.6 like the one I just showed you. The difference with this one, it is shielded. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do with a shield, which is a little bit different than what you would expect. There is no place to terminate a shield on these lights. So at the light itself, you're going to just cut it off along with the brown. That's it. You don't even need to use it at the light itself. But when you strip your wires back for connecting to your power unit, all of the shields need to be brought together. So you're going to want to strip this back far enough at the unit. And this is how I would approach doing this. After you cut off your strip wire, there's your shield right there. Don't need these that long. So what I'm going to do is cut off the brown, which I don't need at all. I'm going to cut these short like I did the other. And I'll strip these. I'll put this in a connector, make my connection. And somewhere below here, I'm just going to twist all these together and put a wire nut on it, little wire nut. All we're doing is we're doing a shield drain at the unit, and it reduces interference into your sound system. Again, very, very rare occurrence. I'm going to show you something that I just mentioned in case you ever wondered what this was all about. when you strip a wire back, you see that little string there? It's like a nylon string. Purpose of that is so that you could strip back your wire if you need to take the insulation off very easily. In case you didn't know that. It makes the strip very easy. So you see how quickly that went? So if you need a lot of bare cable, you just pull that down and keep working it down. Anyway, that wraps it up on this light. Again, a lot of options and uses for this fixture. We're just barely getting our feet with them. We did the gym, we've done some coves for churches, but I can see this being used in a variety of ways, even as house lighting. We're actually doing a carport coming up at a church. These will be embedded flush within a ceiling of a portico where cars will go under. We'll be able to turn that portico any color that the church desires. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.